Hello students, welcome to PhD Jobs and Admission. This is Gauri. So in this video, we are going to see in detail about review of literature in research, because on this topic in previous examinations questions has been asked. Okay, so you guys watch this video till the end, because all of your concepts will be cleared about this topic, and at the end of this video I'm going to ask you question so that I will get you know that whether you guys have understood this topic or not. Okay, so you guys watch this video till the end and answer the question through the comment to me. Okay, so let us start with this video. As we know that we have to give PhD entrance exam for University of Kerala, and it is on 13 November. Okay, and it is of full 100 marks, and it has two sections, section A and section B. Section A is for research methodology and it carries 50 marks, and each question carries 5 marks, and we have to give answer to 10 questions. Okay, so guys, you have to give at least 10 points, okay, to each question. Okay, so you have to guys give answer in 10 points to each question, so that you will guys secure more than 4 marks for each question. Okay, and that's why we are providing you complete course on research methodology. In this we are providing full syllabus video lectures. In that theory and MCQs are available, and for you guys theory is most important for you. Okay, we are also providing you full syllabus notes and mock tests. So like this we have 10 mock tests, and each mock test contains 40 MCQs. So total we are providing you 400 MCQs. Okay, we are also providing you more than 1500 MCQs revision PDF, so that you can guys revise all this topic very well, and because of MCQs all of your concepts will be cleared. Okay, and all these things are available in both the languages, that is Hindi and English. So I am going to give you 100% guarantee that because of this course you guys will secure qualifying marks in your examination, and it will also helpful for you to tackle with your interview session as well. Okay, so to purchase this course you can download global online app. For that I have given link in the description of this video, or else you can contact through WhatsApp as well. Okay, and the course fees is only 699 rupees. Okay, so let us begin with this lecture. So in this lecture we are going to first see what is the definition of review of literature, then what is the purpose of review, then what are the different sources of literature, then what points to be kept in mind when you are writing a review of literature, and how to write the review. Okay, so students, let us see what is the review of literature. So review of literature is a documentation of a comprehensive review of published and unpublished work from secondary sources of data in the areas of specific interest to the researcher. Okay, so if I am a researcher and I want to write a review of literature, then I will see documents, okay, of published and unpublished work which is related to the areas of interest to me. So on what area I'm going to do a research, so related to that area I will review published and unpublished work related to it from the secondary sources of data, means from different journals, from books, from abstracts. Okay, and I will do the documentation of all these things. Okay, and that documentation is called as review of literature. Okay, so the main aim of it is that to find out problems that are already investigated and those that need further investigation. Okay, so it is the extensive survey of all available past studies relevant to the field of investigation. So it is the survey. Okay, so we are doing survey, right? We are doing the survey of past studies which is relevant to our investigation. Okay, and it gives us knowledge about what others have found out in the related field of study and how they have done so. So because of this, what we get the knowledge about what other researchers have found out about the research on which I'm going to do, and also how they did the research on that. Okay, so students, let us see what is the purpose of review. So why we are going to do the review of literature? So first purpose is that to gain a background knowledge of the research topic. Okay, so when I want to get a background knowledge of the research topic, then I will do research review. Okay, to identify the concepts relating to it, then potential relationships between them, and formulate researchable hypothesis. So to know the concepts relating to my current research, okay, and also the relationships between them, okay, so what is the relationship between the previous concepts and the concepts that are available in present, and also to formulate the hypothesis means to formulate the generalization about my research, okay. So to get to know these things, I will do review of literature, okay. Then to identify appropriate methodology, then research design, methods of measuring concepts, and techniques of analysis, okay. So for identification of appropriate methodology means that what methodology previous researchers have done for the research, so to get to know that, also to get to know the research design, then methods of measuring concepts, then techniques of analysis. So to get to know all these things, I will do the review of literature, okay. Then to identify data sources used by others, so this is the most important thing, that so to get to know what data sources used by other researchers, we will do review of literature, okay. So these are the purposes of review of literature. Now students, let us see what are different sources of literature. So from what sources we can find out the literature for our research, right? So first is books and journals. So by referring books and journals, you will get lot of information about the past research, the current research as well. Then also electronic databases, then bibliographic databases, abstract databases, full text databases, government and industry reports, then internet, research dissertation or thesis. Okay, so a lot of databases are available on the internet. For example, electronic databases, the which includes the publications, okay, different books and journals in the electronic format, right? Then also bibliographic databases are available, then also the abstract full text databases are there. So by using these things, you can write your literature of review. And also there are reports available which are given by different government and industrial, okay, things. So based on that also you can write your literature review. Then also on the internet you will get lot of information, then based on the thesis, okay, the thesis given by your friend or your mentor, okay. So based on that also you can write your literature, okay. Now students, let us see what are the different points to be kept in mind whenever we are writing our review of literature. So first is that read relevant literature. Second is refer original literature. Third, read with comprehension. Then read in time and index the literature. So whatever you are reading, it should be a relevant literature. Okay, so it should be related to our research work or the topic in which we are interested in doing the research. Okay, and also it should be the original literature, so refer always original literature, okay. Then read with comprehension, so read thoroughly, okay. Then read in time, okay, so read in a sufficient amount of time, so in that specific time, okay. Then also index the literature, so whatever you are reading, then index that literature, okay. Now students, let us see the main part of this video, which is how to write the review. Okay, so we should know how we should write the review of literature. So the first step in that is that search for relevant literature. Okay, so before you guys begin searching for literature, you need a clearly defined topic. So the first thing that you need is the clearly defined topic, okay. So if you are writing literature review section of a dissertation or research paper, you will search for literature related to your research problem and question, okay. So the second thing is that you will search, okay, whatever you want to search for literature which is related to your research problem, right, or the research question, okay. The next thing is that start by creating list of keywords related to your research question, okay. So include each of the key concepts or variables you are interested in and list any synonyms and related terms as well. So whenever you are writing the keywords, then in that keywords use synonyms, okay, use synonyms. Okay, and next is that you can add to this list as you discover new keywords in process of your literature research. Okay, so whenever you are doing a search for your literature, so you are using keywords, okay, and also you are using synonyms and related terms, then you are going to add this list, okay, as you will get new keywords. Okay, so as you increase your search, so side by side your keywords also increase. Okay, so you will add those keywords to your search. Okay, then also use your keywords to begin searching for your sources as well. So whenever you are searching the sources, so in that case also use keywords. Okay, so some useful databases to search for journals and articles include. Okay, so for get to know what sources you are using, so sources can be databases, right? And those databases are what? Journals and articles, right? Journals and articles. So your university's library catalog can be a database, right? Then a Google Scholar, okay, then ibisco, right? Then a project muse, then madeline. So all these things are the databases and these are the sources. Okay, so from which you are going to write the literature review, from which you are searching the information. Okay, so you can also use boolean operators boolean operators to help narrow down your search. Make sure to read the abstract to find out whether an article is relevant to your question. And when you find a useful book or article, you can check the bibliography to find other relevant sources as well. So check the bibliography as well. Bibliography as well to get to know the other relevant sources. So students, let us see the second step, that is evaluate and select sources. So you likely won't be able to read absolutely everything that has been written on your topic. So it will be necessary to evaluate which sources are most relevant to your research question, right? So to evaluate which sources are most relevant to your research, you will do research on the publication, right? On the publication. So for referring each publication, ask yourself what question or problem is the author addressing. So what problem is author addressing? Then next question is that what are the key theories, models and methods? So what are the key theories, then models and methods? Then you can also ask what are the strengths and weaknesses of the research? Strengths and weaknesses of research. Okay, so make sure the sources you use are credible and make sure you read any landmark studies and major theories in your field of research as well. So as you read, you should also begin the writing process. Okay, so take notes that you can later incorporate into the text of your literature. Okay, then it is important to keep track of your sources with citation to avoid plagiarism as well. Okay, so it can be helpful to make you an annotated bibliography, right? bibliography bibliography. So because of these things you will get bibliography where you compile full citation information and write a paragraph of summary and also analysis for each source, and this helps you remember what you read and saves time later in the process as well. The third step is that identify themes, debates and gaps. Okay, so to begin organizing your literature reviews, argument and structure. Be sure you understand the connection and relationships between the sources you have read. Okay, so you should understand the connection and relationships between the sources you have read so that you can organize your literature review structure. Okay, so based on your reading and notes you can look for first that trends and patterns. Okay, trends and patterns. So in a theory, method and results, so what are the different trends and patterns in your theory, method or results? So in that, do certain approaches, okay, become more or less popular over time? Okay, so in that you guys get the answer whether there are any certain approaches become more or less popular over time. Okay, so approaches become more or less popular over time. Over time. Okay, then next is themes. Okay, so in themes you will get the answer of the question, what question or concepts recur across the literature, right? So what question or concept occur continuously in your research. Okay, so it will get to know about the debates, conflicts and contradiction as well. Okay, so in the conflicts and contradiction you will guys let you know where do resources, okay, disagree. So there are any sources, so what are the things on which those disagree, right, in the research method. Okay, then you can also look for gaps and pivotal publication. Okay, so in pivotal publication you will look for, are there any influential theories or studies that change the direction of the field? Okay, so theories that will change the direction of your field, right? And also you will look for gaps, so what is missing from the literature, so is there missing in your literature? Okay, so are there weaknesses that need to be addressed? Okay, so this step will help you work out the structure of your literature review and show how your own research will contribute to existing knowledge. So the identification of themes, debates and gaps, so this step will you guys help you work out the structure of your literature review and show how your own research will contribute to existing knowledge. Now guys, the fourth step is outline your literature review structure. Okay, so there are various approaches, right, to organize the body of your literature. Okay, so it depends on the length of your literature review. So you can combine several strategies like thematic, then chronological strategies. Okay, so based on your length of the literature review you combine several strategies like thematic, chronological strategies. So it is mostly based on the length, okay, length of the review. Okay, so first of all we will see what is chronological strategy. So it is the simplest approach where we trace the development of the topic over time. Okay, we trace the development of topic over time. Okay, and if you choose this strategy, be careful to avoid simply listing and summarizing sources in order. Try to analyze patterns, then turning points and key debates that have shaped the direction of the field. So in this you analyze, okay, so you analyze patterns. First is analyze patterns. Okay, then a second thing is that also what are the different turning points? Turning points, okay, and key debates that have shaped the direction of the field. Give your interpretation of how and why certain developments occurred. So why certain developments occurred, how certain developments occurred, so give your interpretation on these things as well in the chronological strategy. So whenever you are using chronological strategy for your literature review structure, then do all these things, okay. Then second is the thematic strategy, right? What is thematic strategy? Okay, so in this, if you have find some recurring central themes, you can organize your literature review into subsection that address different aspects of the topic. Okay, so if you have find out some themes, okay, about your literature, then you can subsection or categorize your literature review. Okay, so it is based on the different themes, and you can subcategorize your literature. Okay, next thing is that methodological. Okay, so methodological strategy. Okay, so if you draw your sources from different disciplines or fields that use a variety of research methods, you might want to compare the results and conclusion that emerge from different approaches. Okay, so if you guys are using different sources for your research, or also you are using different sources from different branches for your research, then you guys want to compare the results of and also conclusion that emerge from different approaches, right? For example, look at what results have emerged in quantitative versus qualitative research. So this is the methodological strategy, like you are comparing through quantitative method and also through qualitative method. So you are comparing these two methods for your research, right? So this is the basic strategy for the literature review, so which comes under the methodological strategy. And the next is theoretical strategy. Okay, so a literature review is often foundation for theoretical framework, so you can use it to discuss various theories, models, and definitions of key concepts. So in this strategy, you can discuss various theories, then models, right? Then definitions, okay, of the key concepts in your research. You might argue for the relevance of a specific theoretical approach or combine various theoretical concepts to create a framework of your research. So these are the different strategies that you can use for your literature review structure. Now, students, the last step in writing your literature review is the write your literature review. Okay, so like any other academic text, your literature review should have an introduction, a main body, and a conclusion, right? So in your literature review, there will be three parts. First is that the conclusion part. So this is, sorry, the first is that introduction part, then second is the main body part, and the third is the conclusion part. Okay, so what you include in each depends on the objective of your literature review. Okay, so whenever you are talking about introduction part, so in the introduction part, you should clearly establish the focus and purpose of the literature review. So what is the focus, right? Focus and purpose of your literature review. Okay, so you should guys note these two things in the introduction part. Okay, then in the main body part, depending on the length of your literature review, you might want to divide the body into subsection. So you can use a subheading for each theme, time period, or methodological approach. So you can follow these tips, sorry, these steps, okay, for writing the main body of your literature review. So first is that summarize and synthesize. So in main body, first summarize and synthesize. Okay, so in this part, give an overview of the main points of each source and combine them into a coherent whole. So in this summarize and synthesize part, you guys give main points of each source, whatever you have done for your literature review, and also combine these sources into a coherent whole. Okay, then second thing is that analyze, right? Second thing is that analyze and interpretation. Interpretation. Okay, so don't just paraphrase other researchers, add your own interpretation where possible. Then also discuss the significance of findings in relation to the literature as a whole. Okay, so just don't paraphrase other researchers interpretation, also include your interpretation in this literature of review, because it is your literature of review, right? And also discuss the significance of findings in relation to the literature as a whole as well in the analyze and interpretation part. Okay, and also critically evaluate, so which is the third part in the main body, which is critical evaluation part. Critical evaluation part. Okay, so in this part mention the strengths and weaknesses of your sources. Okay, so what are the different strengths and weaknesses of your sources? So mention those in the critical evaluation part, then write in well structured paragraphs. The next point is that write in well and structured paragraphs. Okay, structured paragraphs. It is the fourth part of your main body. Okay, so use transition words and topic sentences to draw connection, comparisons, and contrast. So in this part, use transition words, also topic sentences to draw connection, comparisons, and contrasts in your research. Okay, and the last part of your literature review is the conclusion. Okay, conclusion. So in the conclusion, you should summarize the key findings you have taken from the literature and also emphasize their significance. Okay, so when you have finished writing and revising your literature review, don't forget to proofread thoroughly before submitting. So the most important thing is that you should guys have to proofread. Okay, proofread. Okay, so these are all the steps in your literature review. Okay, now students, a question is that a good review of the literature, research literature aims at, and the options are: first is subjective analysis of the content, providing information about the authors and their affiliations, then generating research questions and validating those questions, then conducts multiple task based screening. Okay, so whenever you guys watch all the video till the end and answer this question, okay, through the comment. Okay, so students, thank you for watching this video. So if you guys like this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you guys receive my lecture every day. Okay.